Uppy, uppy, uppy. It's One Funny Morning. I'm Dina Blizzard, and it's too early in the morning. This is the dumbest show in the whole world.
From Monday
to Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
Dean stinks.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your Dateline voice?
I don't know.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It's not a chicken leg. This is a chicken leg.
Look at that manhole cover on my face.
Not a bad rendition of me. Hold on.
We know your brother. We'll give you a ride to school or whatever.
That's called
our small
murder
town.
in New Jersey.
He was a lot
Like what is?
with his everything.
Oh,
What's outside your Puerta de Clima?
that's Stellan! Yeah.
Good morning, OFMers. It's Junyan from Illinois, and I'm on location in a dirty parking lot, and I happen to come across this handsome dude.
Good morning, everyone. Uppy, uppy, uppy. It's Joey from New Mexico. And look what stranger I found. Very crazy. Let's give it over to Dina Blizzard. Love you all. Bye.
Have a good day.
Good morning. Good morning. There's a lot happening here and a lot happening. I think that they went to the balloon festival together, which I love. So I'm so jealous. And one day I too will be in a dirty parking lot with Joey Joe. That's a weird thing to say, but I look forward to it. So exciting. Okay, listen, this is part of the journey to figure out what do you do with your hair when it's getting silver and you don't really understand the texture yet or where it wants to be. I don't know if I'm a left side part or a right side part, or should I do the thing where you just kind of pull it back and you just bump up the sides? I no idea. I don't know. It's like I don't know how to do. Yeah. Stop touching it. I can't. I don't know who I am. Yeah. Do people live like this? In this kind of disarray? I don't know. It is 80s big hair. I know. I'm not going to touch it. It's just, why are all the people I work with so stupid? Wish me luck today. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing, Carrie, but fall break means sleeping in. Oh, girl, my hair is absolutely the same length right now. It's very good. And also just falls in my face. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm like ponytail. I was ponytail. Yeah. I started using this product, Anne-Marie, called Oribe. It's kind of where I'm sitting now because it's like for silver hair. The shampoo I use is for silver hair. And then there's this like curly hair stuff. I don't know. Causing me to be angry, said Amber. So anyway, good morning. Today is Thursday, as far as I've heard. I don't know if anybody else is on board. But makes me look 10 years younger, does it, you think, Judy? I think it makes me look 10 times crazier, like I was in a street fight and I lost, just so we add that, depending on what happens. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something that's private. That's a funny way to start the day. Okay, so I have kidney stones. It's private. Don't tell anybody. I have kidney stones, a lot of them, and I just keep making them. So, of course it was, Cynthia. So I just went to my new doctor's. at Penn, and I have to have like 7 doctors, right? So one is for like the kidneys. I have to go talk to nephrology, and then I got urology, and then rheumatology, and then osteopath for the joint, whatever. Stupid. This show is not going to turn into let's talk about our doctor's appointment, but I'm going to tell you this because it's funny. So this new doctor is like, so we have to do a test, like a urine test to see like what's causing this. And I go, yeah, I get urine tests every week. It's fine. Usually I drink out of the cup or I take the urine with me to a parking lot. It's the whole thing. I didn't want to get into it because he was new and we were just started dating. And so I didn't tell him all my crazy urine test stories. He's like, no. This one is we're going to capture your urine over a 24-hour period. Now, you know how like if there's something wrong with your heart, they'll put a heart monitor on you. Yeah. And I was like, can I take my pants off for this? I didn't say that. If they heart monitor you, then you have this thing on, the electrodes on, and you just carry the little thing, right? I'm like, how are you going to get urine for an entire day? So a box arrived. Remember how we were talking about how Diana still has never had a colonoscopy and you're supposed to poop in a box? Yeah, well, apparently pee in a box is also an option. Yeah, no, Cynthia, better. So this box came. So I'm going to do it, I guess, next week. And it's like this. It had like 7. Yeah, you got the big jug. How you know about the big jug, Bonnie? So there's a giant jug in there. And it gave me, mine's orange, Michelle. Is a giant jug. There's a pea catcher. And then there's a box. And you got to lay out all these things. And I was just, it's the funniest thing because I was like, am I running my own chemistry lab here? Do I need a Bunsen burner? I was thinking about all the things in college. I was like, do we have beakers? Do I have a centrifuge? Like and it all came from LabCorp. And I'm like, LabCorp, why am I doing your job? What LabCorp? Why you said, am I going to get a white coat soon in the mail? So that So this jug, no. I thought that they were going to have like a special mix and that I was going to have to drink this entire jug and then pee it into it. I don't know. No, that's not it. Thank goodness I read because very different. Either way, you got to start in the morning. I don't know, whatever. It'll be sometime next week. Start in the morning. Well, there's this thing called a preservative. No. And it says 17 times, Robin, do not refrigerate your urine. How many people were sticking their pee in the refrigerator that they have it all over the box now? Do not refrigerate your urine. It would have never dawned on me. I'd be like, oh, I need to keep this. Never dawned on me. But apparently enough people have done this that they have to put it all over the box. Anyway, one of the things is this little bottle of preservative. It's about this big. And it says that you have to, once you put your first pee into the jug, you got to put this preservative. So it specifically says, open the preservative bottle, pour it in. And I was like, great. He goes, then take the empty bottle, throw it in the jug. Then take the cap, throw it in the jug. I'm like, how much stuff is going in the jug? And I was like, I must have read it wrong. Why would I throw the bottle into the jug? I read it 6 times. Then there's a video. Oh yeah, there's a urine video. Of course there is. You guys. It sounds like you're making pickles. I don't know what I'm making. Carmen, it's so funny. Last night, at some point, I was like, I'm going to do this next week. This is too much for me right now. I started putting everything back into the box. I was like, it does. You have to discard the first pee. Kay knows. They're real specific. When you pee first thing in the morning, that's your start time. Throw that pee away. It's just like, okay, then why are we calling that start time? They were like, so the first time that you pee, throw it away. And then go to your paper, right? Start time. I was like, well, that just sounds like end time. They're like, nope, that's the beginning. I was like, well, if flushing your pee is the beginning, then I start every day. I don't understand. But at some point, stuff was falling all over the floor. The video is playing, talking about pee. Flush it away. Say goodbye. That's your start time. And I literally, something fell on the floor. I think it was the preservative. And I was like, well, don't drop that because that's got to go into a jug of pee sometime next week. And I bent over and I was just like, what in the Tiffany Hall is happening? Like, it's the weirdest lab core test I've ever done. I don't know. It just was so funny. And don't forget to save all, because if you do, you will have to start over. It was so fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. This is a new Instapot recipe. And then you take that jug and you put it under pressure. It just so weird. Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't have to go under my armpit. Thank goodness. I know, Bonnie. That's the problem, is you have to be home all day. You have to be home all day. It just it's just like, this is a lot. Mm-hmm. And I do have to pay myself a copay. That is correct, Bob. Mm-hmm. I had a tube in my that came out. No. Oh, Tim, that sounds awful. Okay, peeing in a jug isn't so bad. And it's so funny because it was like there was something in the setup, and it was like you should have this, and this. If you are a woman, you got that's what it was. If you are a woman, you got the collection tray. A man will not receive the collection tray. I was like, what? Oh, he just pees into a jug. I will have to say that is one of the great inequities in life, that in an emergency, men just have a lot of other options than women when it comes to peeing on the road. I'm just saying, it's in a little bit of my crawl. No pun intended. Yeah. Well, it was funny because it kept saying, take all the medicines that you have, eat and drink as normal. And I was literally reading it while drinking bourbon. I was like, you can come up. I was like, do they account for bourbon? Okay. I said, come up. If you want to come to work, come to work. Why you got for alcohol? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Renee, it's doing its own thing. I can't control. Okay. Somebody's real eager to come to work. Okay. Maybe not that eager. Mm-hmm. Maybe not that eager. Yes. So how is everybody doing with the hurricane? And what did they say? It was like 148 hurricane warnings. It's the most, tornado warnings. It was the most amount of tornado warnings ever in a single day in the history of ever. And I think they confirmed there were like 40 of them. Boom. Crazy. And did you see the police had to rescue this dog? You're gonna go crazy about this story. You're never gonna guess what they did to this dog. She said, tell me. The police are driving down the street. Yeah. Don't they see one of you? Hey, what are you looking at? There's nobody even over there. They see a dog on the side of the road. So you shouldn't me. No. So they stop because the dog's underwater. He's like halfway up to here, covered in water. They're going over to him. Somebody chained him to a fence and left him there. Mm-hmm. Isn't it crazy, Tiffany? And I was like, who does that? I wouldn't do that to you. Because you'd be driving. I need you to drive. Yeah. So I shouldn't have told you that. That was real sad that I told you that. I know. I know. Crazy. So water main break. Hospitals have no water. So sad. Oh, did you guys see there was one story recently? I guess there's a hospital, I think it was in England, that is in like a flood zone. So I guess that they've dealt with it enough times that the hospital decided to build or have installed this wall around it so that it doesn't go down. And there was a picture, maybe it was in the New York Times, but there was a picture of a man, and there's a wall here, and he's standing on one side of the wall where the hospital is, no flooding. On the other side of the wall, just as tall as he is the water up against this wall. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I saw Anderson. I was watching when Anderson. Did they say what hit him? Anderson, it looked like a piece of paper or maybe like flashing or something. He just hit him in the head real quick. He looked fine. They did report and say he was okay. He didn't call me or nothing to check him, but I think he was fine. So, is it called an aqua wall? That's what it's called. It was amazing. That was in Tampa Bay. It was a hospital in Tampa. A cyberfilm wall hospital in Tampa. Yeah, so I think this one was definitely English, but there's probably the same concept. Yes, it was styrofoam. Okay, good. So crazy. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, of all the people to be covering this storm, why you got Anderson Cooper out here? He's a national treasure. What could you see, like Walter Cronkite? And some people are like, who the hell is Walter Cronkite? If you don't know who that is, you have very tight skin. But Walter Cronkite would never be in the middle of a storm. Never. Bobby, I just loved watching all that unfold. Thank you. Because I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Walter Cronkite. My sister's in Tampa. She lives in an apartment complex. She's lost power, but is safe, thankfully. Yeah, Walter had people. He's like, listen, I could use a sandwich. Go head down to the sandwich shop and make a couple of recordings and bring me a sandwich. He's not going out there. He's not going. Did you see the tornado that was going across the water and a bridge? So people were driving on the bridge as a tornado. No. The guy I was watching had on goggles and a helmet and almost got blown away. I kept yelling, go inside, man. No. Dylan Dreyer had to sleep on a bathroom floor in a hotel because she was scared the windows were going to blow. I don't know who that is, but why? Why? Yes. Okay, Renee, you spelled that entirely wrong. It wasn't even remotely close. I don't even know what you said. Okay, here's Renee. Renee Fisher-Bueller. I said, Anderson, you have millions, I guess, of dollars, 2 kids. Your mom was Victoria Villerbelly. Go inside. Okay. The answer is Gloria Vanderbilt. But I'm sure that when she was like a little drunk, she went by Victoria Villerbelly. Somebody check on Renee. Because she wants to be in the conversation, but Victoria Villerbelly and Gloria Vanderbilt, not even remotely close. Peter Jennings wouldn't have been out there, nor Barbara Walters. Yeah. Is anyone else following Lieutenant Dan from Tampa on his houseboat on TikTok? You just said a lot of words, Jessica, and I'm not going to lie, I'm intrigued. There's somebody that goes by Lieutenant Dan from Tampa. I'm obsessed with houseboats, so I'm gonna find Lieutenant Dan. No, I didn't see that, Victoria. Victoria Vellerbelly. Oh, yeah, Walter Cronkite. Exactly, Tim Grell. Oh, Dylan is on the Today Show. I got you. Seen the video of the men at the Golden Bachelorette becoming bestie bros on the show. No, but I'll watch. I haven't watched it at all. She said, yeah, girl, I'm working. Is Victoria Vellerbelly working with you? Oh, Kathy, that's crazy. That was her Starbucks name, Victoria Vellerbelly. People are like, oh my gosh, are you Gloria Vanderbilt? No, darling, I am Victoria Vellerbelly. Holly, I think that's the same guy. Did anyone see the guy, Dan, who refused to leave his boat? Thankfully, he made it through Helene. Holly, I think that's Lieutenant Dan on the houseboat. There can't be two of the guys named Dan on a houseboat that refused to leave. Yeah. No, Renee. There's a couple of Renees. No, different Renee. I heard Lieutenant Dan made it. I follow Lieutenant Dan. What? Is everybody following him? No, I haven't seen that, Lee. I have to look. Kick is buying Lieutenant new boat. What? Why does everybody know Lieutenant Dan? Lieutenant Dan is alive and happy. My neighbor has a boat named Lieutenant Dan. He said the Lord sent him there, and that's where he's supposed to be. Okay. I'm shocked. There's more than one Renee. Oh, there's a lot of you, and one of you is drunk. I thought Lieutenant Dan was a sailboat. It was, but it sounds like a lot of people that have boats have just been naming their boats Lieutenant Dan. Oh, hi, Birdie. You scared me. You scared me. Do you know who Victoria Vellerbelly is? No. She's very famous. Is Lieutenant Dan missing his legs also? I did not ask that. I don't know if somebody wants to follow up. It wasn't a houseboat. He was on a sailboat. The original one or the one on it's the TikTok? I'm so confused. Good, Laura. I'm glad you guys are okay. He's missing one leg? Are you serious? Is Victoria Vellerbelly with him? I'm never going to forget this name. I just love it. He's an amputee. I heard he was taken to safety and didn't stay on the boat. Yes, the original Lieutenant Dan is from Forrest Gump. It's a character from the movie Forrest Gump. But so a guy who's missing one leg apparently on TikTok has taken the name Lieutenant Dan on TikTok, and he just happens to be missing a leg. He's missing during an accident when he was 16. Yeah, we are learning a lot about this man. He is from Forrest Gump. Carmen, not the guy on TikTok, right? You all confused me. Can you empty the rest of that dishwasher? Yeah, no, it's not Gary Sinise. Thank you. Yeah. So there's that. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. I think it's so crazy because I was watching the Weather Channel this morning for obvious reasons. And it's literally saying that they're on the, I guess in the Northeast, there is a freeze coming. Like the first frost of the season is coming. Today, through the weekend, I guess. No. Yeah. And then the whole rest of the country burning up in flames. It was like the whole rest of the country, Midwest all the way over, is 25 degrees higher than normal. I'm like, what is? I think I heard him say they weren't going to arrest him, but they were going to take him into protective custody to get him out of the water.
Who?
Lieutenant Dan, the guy with one leg.
Did you hear what they did? They didn't evacuate like any of this, like this whole entire jail, and so then there's like none.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That
There's a
happened
lot.
back in like Katrina, I think, and they all drowned.
Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be 82 in Wisconsin. Yeah, no. And last night in PA, we had a frost at 39 degrees. It's real crazy. Real crazy. They did take him, went back to his sailboat. Yeah. Lieutenant Dan said he'd leave and stay in a hotel if a woman agreed to stay with him. Can you imagine the police come for you? They're like, this is not safe. For your own protection, we're going to take you to a hotel. He's like, I'm not going. If you bring a woman to my hotel, I will come with you. That's not how this goes. He wanted someone to snuggle with. Listen, you got to ask. I mean, what's the harm in asking? Is there going to be a lady friend there? No, there's not. All right, well, I'm going to think about it. Listen, I would ask the same thing, but it would be donuts. I'd be like, you want to take me to safety? Are there gluten-free donuts? I have to think about it. There's not. Will Sharon Wagner be there? Because she always has gluten-free cookies. Like, she's not. Jim took her to safety. Well, then I don't know if I'm coming. What would have to be in the room for you to go? Say you were in danger, but this is where you felt most safe. What would the police have to say to you to get you to go? Jim Wagner, what are they saying to you? I don't know. The TV. Wine. They'll be like, you know what? We have a wine cellar for you to go into. Snacks. We have your dogs and we have chocolate cake. Let's go. A secret hot sexy man. I'll be like, listen. They're like, you have chocolate? Okay, then let me get my things. Eggplant parm and cheesecake. Eggplant parm is good. Tito's and cake. I'll be like, your grandson is there. I'll be like, all right, I'm coming. Tacos. Will there be yarn? That sounds like a crazy night, Bobby. You so crazy. We have a sale for you and we have a bottle of bourbon. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's go. Let's wrap this up. Will there be yarn? Bobby, what's wrong with you? Who says, you know, but we need a you. Because if there was a whole bunch of us, Carrie'd be like, is there wine? I'll be like, is there bourbon? Somebody else is in the back. You got chocolate cake. There's got to be a girl in the back going, you got yarn? Like, you leave her here. Leave Bobby here. Throw the yarn at her. Leave her here. Yeah, Andrea's got the keg in the back. She's like, I'm ready. Dark chocolate and tortillas. Interesting combo. Yeah, Renee, check on them. Pina coladas, Chinese food, potato chips, a room full of puppies. Courtney, I think you might win. Be like, listen, I have a room full of puppies. Bob Loud, my turtles used to winter all over the mud under a frozen pond. Frogs too. Jim, what would the police have to tell you? Have to be in your room in order for you to leave your safe space? I would like to know. Carmen's like, I'll bring the yarn. Don't worry. I got Bobby. Books and Swedish fish. Yeah. Oh, the chef. Like, fine. So funny. Kathy's like, I'm right there with you with the yarn. Avid knitter. Really? We got a whole yarn posse in the back. I had no idea. I'll be like, listen, on future trips, this is good to know because as we plan future trips and events,
we're just gonna put them in a room with.
Yeah, we'll be like, anybody drinking? Follow Carmen Cortez that way. Bobby and Kathy, we have people who love yarn over in this section, and Tanya, all single men will be over here. Just be like, all right, I have a group, and you could just. No, this is not real lemon water. No, Mary, I can't do that. This is just lemonade that's had a lot of ice in it and then half water. So it probably should just be like pure like squeezed lemon juice, but yeah, learn to knit. Commando Tammy Buell said that was one of my goals to learn to knit. I haven't started yet. I know 2 ladies that you can get in touch with today. Who wants to teach Commando Tammy how to knit? Who's gonna, yeah, all crafters in room 23. You guys should start a little knitting group. I'm not gonna be in it, but maybe I should be. I used to know how to crochet. Can somebody lead us on a class to learn how to do the big one? You know, the big, does anybody know how to make those big? Can you teach knitting over the internet? Mm-hmm. Kathy, can't you teach?
Mom, what shoes are you wearing?
They're new.
Let me see.
Are they ugly?
Let me see.
Janice said yes on a Zoom. All right, but who knows how to make it? Where did Bobby and Kathy go? Kathy, can you teach it online? Are these ugly? They're ugly. Brooke.
What? I didn't see.
Are they ugly?
Maybe it's just the socks you're wearing.
Well, that's because you stole all my other socks. Brooke. As in no underwears. Yes, she wanted.
Well,
So who here knows I'm a left crocheter? Well, I don't know what that means. Does anybody know how to teach it? Mm-hmm. I came late. What's ugly? Everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know how to make the big chunky blankets with my hands. Oh, Tara, is that different?
Mom, what is Lulu having her mouth?
She has the yeah, I know, Janice.
She's not good.
Okay. Can you get it from her? Because they're for the mop. Lulu.
But she never does that. She just.
Kathy said there's a ton of good videos. Yes. I can teach, but go to YouTube. All right, Kathy, that was very conflicting what you said. Because you were like, yeah, of course I can teach it, but go look at YouTube. I feel like you don't want to teach it. Mm-hmm.
I don't know where she keeps getting these from.
What are you burning? Should your book be finished before we start a new hobby? Beth, why you gotta ruin stuff? Why? You know what, Beth? Isn't your work calling? Putting
You should call her HR Beth.
HR Beth, yeah. It's more like a teacher or like a good mom. Mm-hmm. We could knit Commando Tammy some panties. I don't think she wants them. Mm-hmm. So funny. Bobby, we were talking about somebody knows how to knit and can teach us how to knit one of those big blankets. But I don't know how you wash those. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I used to like to crochet. I did, Shakendra, but that was just because Mooney wanted to join and I needed to add her to my plan. And then I realized it thinks I'm back now because I'm also addicted to that. So I've been kind of staying off of it. But now it's, you know, if I have not been on Duolingo in a while, and Duolingo is like a bad boyfriend. And I went on there yesterday because Mooney said she wanted me to add her to the plan. So I added her to my plan. But it's like as if you broke up with a boy and you haven't talked to him in a while. And then like you just need to call him because you're like, I think I left my jacket there. But he was like, oh, you trying to talk to me again. I was like, no, Duolingo, I wasn't. I just needed to get in here and just get something out of the closet and just add Michelle. And now he thinks we're dating again. He just keeps sending me a reminder. Hi. He's like, girl, how you doing? Like that. He's like, girl, your hair look good today. Like he just all up in the business. And I'm just like, this isn't a good time for me. I like you as a friend. It's just, yeah. Hey, exactly, Tara. It's shaming me now. And it knows. And I think it's told everybody that I showed up. And it's only because Michelle Mooney was like, hey, I think I'm thinking about doing Duolingo. And without even thinking of it. Tracy, we have no budget for this. So your mom would just have to do it out of the goodness of her heart, which might be a lot. We're a lot. It would come with a full cult. And it would have to be after. Deb, just email Michelle at OneFunnyMother.com, 1L. What in Spanish? What are you going to do in Spanish? Did I read that right? I did write one essay yesterday. I was writing with Laurie Needs a Nap. Mama Needs a Nap. I always get confused. I always get all my girlfriends' like tags wrong. I never remember. Now I know it's Unfiltered Kathy. I never remember Kathy's. I was like, it's Kathy, you guys. Yeah, she is sexy producer Michelle. Same person. So I got one done yesterday. I was supposed to get 4, so I'm a little behind. But I'm going to write all day today. You wash them like a regular blanket. Pretty much depends on the yarn, but I pretty much stick with the less delicate, finicky yarn. So, Bobby, can you teach us? Are you good? Laurie does need a nap. That's what I'm saying. Because I told her, I say it's Laurie needs a nap. She goes, it's Mama needs a nap. What, you are the mama. I want to mansplain her tag to her. Yeah, send your requests for guests to Michelle. If you know of somebody, she'll work her magic. She will hunt people down and haunt them. Yeah. Yeah, those are the new blinds. You can kind of see them back there. They're open now. They look so pretty. Yeah. I probably will finish during my urine test. So, thanks, Patty. Love Al Ducharme. Love Bernadette, his wife. Love it. Yeah. So, all the things. So anyway, so this weekend is Natalia's birthday party. I think I have a gig tomorrow somewhere. So I got some stand-up coming up. I think Wisconsin is coming up. Bebopping. And if you have not purchased, this is, I'm looking at you, Shakendra, your Silver Hair Don't Care shirt, because I know you keep saying you forgot. You have 2 more days. Did you hire a blind company to go through a store? Renee, I went to Lowe's, and those are Lever Lore blinds. And they were 40% off, 40 or 50% off. It was a sale. It is Friday Eve, yes. My boyfriend and I are watching. We're new to YouTube. Oh, well, welcome. Good to have you here. We are here every morning for no reason. And you're welcome to hang out with us. Phoenixville, PA tomorrow. Thank you. You gonna pick me up? It'd be great if you guys could just pick me up. Yeah. I was a little nervous, but I actually like them. Although I'm pretty sure Lulu tried to break one the other day. Thanks, Andrea. Yeah, Di's going everywhere with me. So she's going to Wisconsin, she's going to Michigan. I do like how they turned out. They look really pretty from outside as well. Randy, I love Pittsburgh. And they're in all the bedrooms. I can take a shower in my bathroom, and there's not a paper thing. Like I can see sunlight now that opens. Can the blinds open all the way up? They look halfway right now. Those are actually not open at all. They're all to the bottom of the window, and I just opened the slats. But yeah, there's a button at the bottom, and they go up too. So yeah, they're very pretty. And Jeremy's here. Bonjour. Your hair looks magnificado. I made it Spanish. How are you? How's your trip going? You guys are so bougie. Look at you. Faye, looking forward to seeing you. But yeah, I've been looking at all your pictures, you and Missy. Okay, so I texted Missy yesterday. So you know how like you'll go through your Facebook feed or Instagram, whatever, and magnifique. Thank you, Janet. I wish he would have just phonetically spelled it so I didn't look super dumb. Yesterday, for some reason, this video of Tanya Harding and the Nancy Kerrigan thing. Remember that? Remember when that happened? And it was drama everywhere. And then Oksana Bayul came out of nowhere. Listen, if you know who Oksana Bayul is, then you're like, yes, of course. But if you've never heard that word, you're like, what's an Oksana Bayul? You're like, that's a person. But anyway, it was a video. And when so all of that was happening, but then Tanya's shoelaces were undone. And then remember, she started her routine. And then something happened, and then she rolled right up to the judges, put her foot up on the judges thing, and was pointing to her. Like, it was the craziest part. I'm coming to Warsaw, Wisconsin. Wausau, Wausau. Nobody knows how to spell it. Yeah, you saw it, Kim? Then here's the part that stuck with me, right? So it's like it's unpacking. I'm like, oh, there was the bat, and then there was the knee, and then there was the laces, and then she's crying, and the whole thing. But the part that really, and I was like, I remember that, I remember all that. Yes, that happened. And then they get to this part. And now Tanya Harding is about to take the floor to begin her routine to the theme music of Jurassic Park. I was like, oh, that's Missy's sexy song. So I took a picture of it. I said, before you made Jurassic Park theme a "Are You in the Mood for Love" song, because you're so weird, did you know that Tanya Harding made it famous only because she cried and she's kooky when she skated to it? And now the world makes sense. Wausau. Yeah, it still doesn't make sense. I'm in Lake Geneva area. Were you going is farther south? So it made me laugh. I used to skate with Nancy Kerrigan when I was 5. Debbie, do you remember when that whole thing goes down? Nobody could have predicted this. The whole thing goes down. This is sound version, Jeremy. The whole thing goes down, right? She gets attacked with the bat. Finally, somehow get it back to Tanya Harding, the whole thing. All Nancy Kerrigan had to do She does put it on for Jeremy. All Nancy Kerrigan had to do to be America's sweetheart was shut her dumb face. She just had to shut her face. And she couldn't. She had an expressive face and people could lip read. Do you remember? Why? She screamed, why? Remember, she was America's sweetheart. They invited her to Disney so she could be in the Disney parade. And she is in the parade, and then she hated Disneyland. And then she said something that could I don't know, she wasn't mic'd. Was she mic'd? But she was like, I hate all of this. This is so stupid. I was just like, what? I just thought, that's not good. So it was the local rink before she got famous. Yeah. She was crying. She was, yeah. Can you imagine that you've like literally spend your whole, was it a hot mic? Oh, she was on a hot mic saying, this is so silly. You're like, girl, those are inside thoughts. Those are inside thoughts. They should have made her buy a ticket. I don't know. She had a lot going on. But it was it captured the nation. But she's not good at poker. No, not with a face. But it did seem, I think it was that the two of them came from such different backgrounds, right? That both of them are coming to this place. And one was like, grew up in an affluent family with all of the best of everything, seemingly. Tanya Harding, not so much. But nobody expected that to go the way it went. Crazy. Anyway, remind me tomorrow, just remind me of this, to tell you what I'm about to text Diana. I was going to text her at 6 o'clock this morning, but it's such a funny text, but I can't tell you. It's something I'm working on. It's one of those, Diana, I need you to come roll down around this boardwalk. I'm going to text her now. But just remind me to tell you what I do. Well, you'll know if you see the video. Yeah. Robin, there's probably like local shows around here that aren't Ticketmaster. So, yeah, it's going to be something. Should text her now. All right. Well, that's it for me, everybody. Yeah. Diana usually involves her in the street, either by the boardwalk or in the middle of the street as a breakdancer. You're not wrong. No, it's not that. It's real classy. So yeah. All right. So Judy says, after all that's going on in Florida, please take the time to care for yourself and those you love. Life is precious. Be kind, be thankful, and be grateful. So like Judy from Saskatoon and Good Time Andrew always like to say, be kind to yourself and others. And thanks for watching as always. And yeah, have a great day. It's still quite beautiful. And for everybody in Florida, we're thinking of you, and keep us up to date on how you're doing. And we'll be here tomorrow. Looking forward to it. So have a great day and a blessed day. And thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.